What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is another Lost in the Pond reaction. You guys absolutely love Launch, I absolutely love Launch as well. Fantastic videos, and today we will be checking out 5 summer objects Lawrence only encountered after moving to America. So this is apparently going to be 5 which I really shouldn't have encountered before, because I'm a British guy, same as Lawrence. I've only been to America once, so I may not have encountered these one bit, but let's get straight into it guys. We will find out. I will let you know if Lawrence's knowledge is off, if it is common in the UK and nowadays I see it, or different parts of England. Again, like the US, you guys tell me every single video, different regions of the US say different things, and it's completely the same thing in the UK. Obviously a little bit of a much smaller scale, but it's still the same thing. You may have a lot smaller scale, but you still got not as many, obviously, different areas, but you still got areas which say things completely different. So let's get straight into this one, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're around here. I would really appreciate that. Hit that like button as well. Absolute legends, but a lot of you. And now let's see what we got. 5 items I apparently will have never encountered.
These ice cubes are a lifesaver when you run out at parties, and they're made by wizards.
Wait, what? What?
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to things, objects, stuff, particularly summer stuff. 42 years ago, in the winter of 2020, I did a video about 5 winter objects that I only encountered after moving to America. And
well, if you like this one, let me know if you want me to do that, because this is the summer version. This is a more dated, newer Lawrence. We can go back to old school Launch in 2020 if you want, and check out the winter one. Let me know.
This video serves as its summer counterpart, and as was the case with that video, I'll not be including food items. That's its own video, right? Just wanted to make that clear for people like Uncle Toby. Basically, man-made objects that are associated with the summer. And as we go through this list, keep in mind that some of these things might have a presence in Britain. It's just that either A, I was sheltered, or B, they're shown more prominently in America. And so without further ado, let's take a look at 5 summer objects that I only encountered after moving to America.
Let's see, I'm keen. Overhead fans. Oh, this is mad. Again, Launch is going to explain it, and I know I'm interrupting, but you see all these things on American TV shows all the time. Someone picking someone up, hitting the head on the fan. We do not have that in the UK. Albeit, there's definitely some houses, I'm pretty sure some houses in the UK 100% have this. But me growing up, same as Launch, I imagine, never seen one in person.
I think it's fair to say that I have a love-hate relationship with ceiling fans. Now, when I say overhead fans, I'm not referring to Lost in the Pond supporters who sit in the rafters at the live events that I don't have. I'm referring to fans on the ceiling. In British homes, they're exceedingly rare, whereas in America, I've yet to enter a house that doesn't have one. Wow. And that includes my mansion that has about 3. It's not a mansion. First of all, when you're a YouTube sensation, the last thing you need in your studio is an overhead fan.
Yeah, I can imagine that's loud. And, you know, Lawrence is a YouTube sensation, so fair play to him.
Because it messes up your hair and your voice. I realise that this is a niche problem, and that certain people need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. But the other first world problem that they produce is I never know how many times to pull the string.
Oh, is it different speeds? Oh, it's going to turn off in a minute, innit? How's it still going? What?
Apparently on most units it's 3, and this is the sort of thing they should tell you at customs when you first arrive. Are you travelling with family? Are you here on business? Oh, and by the way, pull it 3 times and not 4, you numpty. But I said it's a love-hate relationship, whereas Lost in the Pond fans cheer me up. Overhead fans cool me down. And this is particularly useful when your studio doesn't have one of these.
Aircon, okay, again, we've talked about aircon in the UK, sometimes in offices, but in a home, it's not needed. We don't get as hot as you guys, so it's really not needed. But on the fan thing, it just reminds me of, like, do you get the little head torches and you have to press, you put on your head, you press the button, it's got all them different modes. You never know when the mode you want is going to come on, so you're spamming through, and then you get it, but you've already gone to click next, and you've got to go again. Oh, it's an absolute nightmare. So even though I don't have an overhead fan, I can feel them pain. I really can.
I'll admit it, when I first heard about America's propensity for using air conditioning, I thought it was weird. Why would you want that blowing through your home when you can just crack open a window and hear the sounds of nature? And I thought it was particularly unusual that anybody would want to partially obscure their window with this big box. We're British, we want to see outside. We want to see what that chaffinch is up to. We want to see if it's a light drizzle or a heavy heavy downpour.
Yeah.
We want to see the joggers. So I thought it was as weird as the next person. And then I met the next person. His name was Mick from Stockport. And Mick from Stockport had never actually left Stockport, but he had all kinds of views about the rest of the world, including America. And he absolutely lamented the artificial nature of American air conditioning. 2 weeks later, he died of heat stroke. Mick is, like any other British person that I talk about on this channel, entirely fictional.
Yeah, I can tell.
He was as stubborn as I was when it came to air conditioning. We just don't have it in UK homes. But after moving to America, I saw the error of my ways. If you saw my recent video on how British heat waves ain't got nothing on America,
let me know if you want me to check that out, because, you know, I'm always moaning about the weather, but you guys have insane weather, so let me know if you want me to check that out as well. We've got a lot of Lost in the Pond videos to do.
You might have a clue as to why the absence of them would constitute a public health hazard. In many parts of the US, it's extremely common for the summer temperature to rise above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The simple truth is, in July, an American home wouldn't be fit for humans, were it not for the installation of AC. Also, it does help that my cat has an aircon obsession.
How many times do you reckon he tried recording that with a cat? I reckon quite a few. The cat probably just ran off so many times.
Don't get me wrong. In the UK, inflatable mattresses are as popular as inflatable people, and you sometimes use them both at the same time. But in my experience, British people draw the line at using them while camping. That's the blow-up mattresses, not so much the other one. In America, they have a term for this. It's called glamping. Glamping is an example of a poor man's toe.
I have heard about
it
before.
In my dictionary, a portmanteau. It just means glamorous camping, and I was introduced to this concept by none other than old-fashioned AF, my wife.
So make sure you sign up as soon as you're finished watching this video.
In the height of summer, we went camping in southern Indiana, and I prepared myself for days on end for the enormous back pain I would feel afterward. See, this is what British campers do. We gear ourselves for a night or two of blissful torture. Yep. And this was the illusion I'd afforded myself on this visit to southern Indiana, right down to the moment that I put the last peg in the ground. And then my wife surprised me by pulling from the van an inflatable mattress and 2 pillows and a headboard and a dressing table. And it filled me with dread because I'd just signed a lease elsewhere. But also because it made me panic that my wife wasn't who I thought she was. But it turns out that this is quite normal in America. People here don't go camping to recreate the living conditions of Neanderthals. They do it to sit around campfires and eat s'mores and play songs. So whatever you learn from the 1999 American documentary The Blair Witch Project, forget it, that's old news. Now maybe I'm becoming Americanized. Over time I've become comfortable with America's obsession with being comfortable. That's probably why when it comes to my new house, I want to add one of these.
Okay, before we get on to the next one, just add that, I mean, I used to go camping all the time. I haven't recently, but we've got somewhere called the Lake District in England. Beautiful views and stuff like that. Kind of similar to, it may be classed a national park, I don't really know, but it's very similar to yours. Obviously not on the big scale as yours. You just go camping there all the time, and what it is it'll be chucking it down, and you'll be in the corner of a tent, sleeping bag on you, touching the side of a tent, so the water's dripping through anyway. You're absolutely freezing. It's an absolute nightmare. You're squished in there. Yeah, your glamping sounds a lot better than our camping.
I'm going to go out on a limb here with no data to back up what I'm about to say. Per household, America has way more front porches than Britain. I've been to various parts of the United States, and having done so, one thing stands out as a constant among its streets. Friends and families getting hammered on the front porch. In Britain, we must like our privacy, because if we have porches, they tend to be in the back garden/yard.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Now I'm thinking about it, definitely in the gardens more. Normally it's just your front door at the front, not really a porch. Yeah, I agree with that.
There's one element of porches that I didn't encounter until moving to America. Swing benches.
Oh,
again,
wow.
That's not to say we don't have them in Britain. They're just more prevalent in America. And again, I don't have data to back that up. It's an observation. I've now lived in the US for about a third of my life. And in that time, you do get a good sense for America's furniture choices. And if it turns out that my observation is numerically incorrect, the wife and I will be more than happy to tip the scales back in America's favor. That was just an excuse to show you my empty front porch. I should have played it cool. Much like this.
Bag dice.
If you take a knife and try to cut an ice cube in half, you might have A, a mess, and B, a perfect metaphor for the final entry on our list. In other words, this is 2 entries in 1. It can shatter everything Americans hold dear when they discover that British people on the whole don't put ice cubes in their water. And perhaps this creates an illusion that British people eschew ice cubes altogether, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
I can agree with that in terms of growing up we didn't really do it, but nowadays the American fridge, albeit not as big as your American fridge according to the comments on my fridge video, is coming in, so we do use ice a bit more, and water's completely different with ice. I feel like ice is definitely more prevalent in the UK now than maybe when Lawrence was there.
We do sometimes put them in water, but also Pims. Mostly that. And growing up in Britain, in my family, we had one of those ice trays that you fill with water and put in the freezer. In fact, this is something that Americans, the British, and people the world over have in common.
Okay.
But I was 26 years old when I discovered that you could buy pre-made ice cubes in a bag.
I mean, you can do that in the UK. We've been, like, when you've got a party or something like that in the UK, you can go to a shop, buy ice, and then you can put it in a bucket. You put your beers in a bucket, a bit of water, and that keeps them cool for the party when it's outside. So Lawrence is a little bit inaccurate on this one. Again, maybe it's not common in all places, but every place I've been, there's always been availability to buy ice. Maybe he's not looked to buy it, but again, fair enough. No problem one bit being different. But I've got to say, we do buy bagged ice.
When you run out at parties, and they're made by wizards. And it just happens that my discovery of them came about in America. This is an example of me living a sheltered life. Because it turns out you can absolutely get them in Britain. They're just not displayed as prominently. I'm mostly talking about gas stations. One thing you'll notice when you drive into BP, ironically British Petroleum, is that outside of them, they feature subtly decorated ice cube vendors.
Oh, wow, yeah, we don't have anything like that. That's mental. Wow. Okay, that's all speak for vending machines. Okay.
And you're running a bit behind. Don't go to Walmart. Go to BP. You can get everything you need. That's it for this episode.
Wow, that is the end of the video. Check out Lawrence. I mix Lawrence and Lost then. Lost in the Pond, aka Lawrence. His link will be in the description, guys. I really enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to check out more Lost in the Pond videos. The ones we touch upon, I'll be happy to do. I'll be happy to do a lot more. So let me know in the comments, guys. Have a fantastic day. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Hit that like button as well. Don't forget to put the notification bell on, guys. I'd really appreciate that, you absolute legends. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.